Welcome to REMelations. We're your hosts.
I'm Mindy.
And I'm Brooke. REMelations is a dream interpretation podcast where we read listeners' dreams. From nightmares to the just plain bizarre, join us as we give you our comedic interpretation of your fucked up REM cycle. This week, I've got a dream from Larsen about a muddy blind man, a cocky town bard, and what would it be without crocodiles?
We also have catnaps the besties have submitted that have to do with Jesus bus stops, church picnics and graveyards, shape-shifting serial killers, and cheap car repairs.
Hey, sounds good.
If you ever wonder where the word hypnosis or hypnotics may come from, we're talking about the Greek god of Hypnos. All right, bestie. Jingle your jingle bells. Just jingle jangle them. And let's get started.
Woo!
Real quick. First answer that comes to your head.
Oh.
What is your favorite Christmas song?
Oh, Holy Night.
And your least favorite Christmas song?
I don't have a least favorite. Oh, God. First answer that comes to my head. You can't, there's not one, maybe some of the more religious ones, although Oh Holy Night is like the most religious of them all.
I know, you're like,
Pass. What's yours? Go.
Favorite, Carol of the Bells. Least favorite, the Wham song that everyone hates.
Oh, wow. Oh, because
Last Christmas?
Yeah. I love that song, though, just because... Well, do you know he died on Christmas? Like, it was literally not.
That's ironic.
That song, like years and years later, you know, obviously, but he died on Christmas.
Not the one previous.
No, like, I mean, 30 years later. I don't know when. I'm not sure how long, but yeah, he died on Christmas. It was his last Christmas.
We can't hashtag him.
Nope.
Yeek.
R.I.P.
Well, on that somber note, should we read some dreams?
Yes.
Or just in general.
I've got kind of
pause. However, whatever your thing is sitting on is moving a lot, and I can hear a lot of like.
Okay.
So I don't know if we can make it any more stable. I won't be able to tell till you start laughing, but okay.
No? It's still bad?
No, I don't know. No.
How about now?
Let me just, I think we'll see. If anything, I'll stop you again.
Okay. I'm trying to think what I could put on, like, sorry.
Like, I didn't notice as much last time, so I don't know.
I did.
I don't know what it is this time. It's a little bit different.
I didn't put it anything different. Let's see. Oh boy. This is good.
All right. Well, we could try it.
I think it's going to tip over.
Well, that's not good.
Okay.
Don't break your laptop.
No, it'll tip into
All right, let me do that one more time. Oh, okay. Well, on that somber note, let's read some dreams.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get something.
R.I.P. George Michael. But let's get to Larsen from Delaware.
Okay. I like the name Larsen.
Yeah, I've never heard that name really. Larsen. I like it.
I heard it was a last name, but not as a first name.
Yeah, it's last name, but that's cool. Last night I had a 4-episode dream series. I knew you'd like this one, Mindy.
Oh, boy.
I went from being a blind old man to a bard to a legendary hero in retirement, and then to being a mythological couple akin to Adam and Eve. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what a
That's a
bard
journey.
is? Do you know what a bard is for our bestie that might not know?
I don't know.
They
So if
kind
you can
of travel. It's an olden term. They would like travel from town to town, reciting like epic stories and trying to also keep like oral history alive, you know, things like that.
Got it.
Almost like a
Storyteller.
troubadour
Gotcha.
who traveled through town to play music. A bard
Yes.
kind of traveled through town to tell stories and things like that. So he
Okay,
Larsen
cool.
had a
Thank you.
busy night. Oh, and sorry, Larsen is he or him. I should have said that.
Okay.
As the blind man, with a third-person perspective, I somehow had an accident and got caked in mud. I needed help from some younger men who were just standing around in the town plaza to get me some water and towels so I could clean myself, but they only scoffed and carried on their idle chatter with each other. Rude.
Hey, you Gen Zs, can you get off your duffs and help me with this mud in my eye, please? Like, get off your phones. Just bring your nose out of your phone for a goddamn minute.
1 minute, one water, one towel, all you need. Then I was a bard. I pulled out my guitar and ad-libbed a song about the importance of helping others. I don't know why he's singing. Maybe bards sing too. I sang lyrics that described the process of ringworm infection. And I ended the song with the message that when you prevent infection in others, you prevent it in yourself. Tying it all together with an overall theme of helping yourself by helping others. This was my duty as the town
Especially
bard.
when it comes to ringworm.
Especially ringworm. It's a very hot topic.
I mean, if you're talking 1700s, it might be more of a problem then than it is today. But I don't know. I'm not a ringworm expert.
Or if you're like a high school or college wrestler, I think that shit spreads pretty fast because like it's contact on contact. It just, anyway. Yucky. Well, at least.
Brooke, are you thinking about sweaty wrestlers now?
Maybe. Can we take a second? No, just kidding.
3 hours later.
We're back. Okay. This was my duty as the town bard, being one of the few educated residents living there. Oh. The other men begrudgingly got to work. Okay. One asked
Wiping
me...
his eyeballs?
I don't know what he's got to work doing. Maybe spreading the message? I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
One asked me, why don't you wash the old man's feet then? I said, are you kidding me? I'm a musician. And I left. I don't know why he was so concerned that those teenagers didn't help wash the feet. And he's going, I'm not washing those feet. I'm a musician. So he's just as bad.
You know, for damn well, I'm not washing those feet.
I know you're not touching them.
Nope.
Okay. The sun set and I was someone else. I walked past the bard, captivating some young women in a barn that was repurposed into an inn, performing a song about the creation of the world. Hey, ladies, want to learn about the creation of the world? Mm-hmm.
Do you know about ringworm?
Want to learn about ringworm? Sexy.
It's a pickup line that gets me every time.
I sat down at the long table where we all had dinner every evening. The barn doors were wide open, and out there I saw the blind man, all clean of the mud, wearing a fresh set of clothes. Well, that's good. So
Someone helped
he was
him.
watching the blind man from third-person perspective, and now the blind man's okay. Mm-hmm. And then he was the bard. That was like first person. He was the bard. So he's jumping in and out of these bodies and personalities.
Maybe the barn ladies helped him because it seems like,
Yeah, I mean,
they do.
they all seem to, the bard seems to be less sassy, and the blind man is all cleaned up. So, hey, maybe
That's
they're
good.
doing better after he bounces
Win-win.
around in them. Win-win. The women, the blind man outside, and I were all once members of a party of heroes. That time has gone. Now I just wanted to lay low, but the women clinging to the past wanted to rekindle the passion she and I once shared. I lost my appetite and stood up and said to her to move on with her life. Well, Jesus, now he's turning into a bigger dick. That seems kind of rude for, I mean,
Right?
I mean, for a hero?
Yeah.
What kind of hero were you?
Girlie, that ship sailed. It was a one-night stand. Don't call me again. Seems kind of like
the fact that he says, I
brush
lost
off.
my appetite? That is
gross. That is mean.
Harsh.
Rude.
That's a little harsh.
A little bit.
Get on with it.
Maybe she had really nasty feet.
Good thing you weren't around.
No.
Okay. We're almost through this wild, crazy ride. And then I was acting out the myth that people of the land had passed down to explain why women and men have to urinate after coitus.
Oh. That is...
You know that old gem passed down.
It's like one of those fairy tales.
It is.
Wait till the Disney remake.
Yes. Urinate after coitus, coming this fall. First, I was the woman. See, he's not afraid to try it all, bouncing around.
Yeah.
The deed had been done, and I walked out of the cave and into the reeds to squat.
Okay.
When a crocodile suddenly jumped out and bit my arm. I yelled out to
there's worse place to be bitten if you're squatting, but still
I'll take the arm.
Great.
I'll take the arm. I yelled out to my man for help. Then I was the man. And I ran out of the cave and pried open the crocodile's mouth and threw him off my woman. And then I woke up.
Wow.
Woo-wee.
I'm exhausted just thinking about... I mean, that must be the most perspective changiest dream we may have ever had.
I think so. And when I read it, I had to read it a few times because I was like, is he...
Yeah. Who's who?
Bouncing around.
Where are we in the story? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But interesting nonetheless, especially since it was all in one night.
Right, yes.
Why are we switching perspectives? First person, third person,
right.
Bodies, men, women, like
male,
is it
female, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't take on the persona of the crocodile as well. Like, because we've been everywhere.
Awesome.
Maybe we should fall back
I
to sleep, Larsen. One more time.
Sleepy time. Make it a 5-part dream. Be the croc. Be the croc. But maybe, is it a way to escape from what's really happening? He doesn't really... And it's not like one similar thing to the next. Like, these things are all very different from each other. It's not like I was a fireman and then I was a volunteer and then like this. It's like, no, I'm in a cave having sex. There's a crocodile. I used to be a superhero. Bard.
Yeah. It's spanning like all dimensions and time, really. I mean,
yes, it covers it all.
I saw the first part as being like the 1500s. The superhero part I saw much later and like future, and then this part I saw more like beginning of time. So
yeah, because they're in a cave.
He's like,
yeah, it's all over
Larsen,
the place.
Are you a time traveler?
Maybe he is, and he doesn't know it yet.
Oh, and he's just like bouncing from.
Maybe it's like quantum leap. Maybe it's just like
maybe we have a Scott Bakula on our hands.
Oh my God! Hashtag. What does Scott Bakula dream?
Oh. All the little dimension jumping you do, little sir. Let us know, Scotty baby.
Yes, I would love to hear what your dreams are.
Yeah. You know, did I ever tell you that, they did a reboot of that?
Yeah, it's still on right now, I think. I think it's on right now, isn't it?
Is it? It might be. I started it because I really liked the original show. And then...
Yeah.
And I just love the premise of it, right? Just moving around from life to life.
Era to era, person to person.
I think the thing that they got wrong in the reboot was the love story. Like, there's this whole love story.
No, that's not what it's about.
And that just totally drew me out.
The love story has to be part of the jump, the leap. Like, he only has
not that,
love stories in part. Yes, it's not. Okay, I'm totally
New girl
with
every week. No, and that's the reason I stopped watching it. NBC or whatever network it's on.
Boy. He was a woman. He was everything. So,
Yep. Well, Scott, let us know what kind of pull you have.
Yeah. Scotty,
what you
Scotty. Please.
Scotty baby.
Scotty too hottie.
You got a thing for Mr. Bakula?
Yeah, well, I'm not saying I don't.
He's got a pulse.
He is alive. Sexy. But Larsen maybe is also struggling with a way to see all sides of a situation before making a decision. Who knows? There's so many variables in this dream. We don't know enough about Larsen to pinpoint it exactly, but first I felt bad because he's this blind man, right? And no one will help him. So maybe this first part is kind of his call to action, I need help with something. And that's just kind of how he's starting his journey. Is like, I need help and no one will help me. Yeah.
Not only will no one help him, but it's just that they know he needs help and they're just looking at him like...
Yeah, they scoff at him, he says. They scoffed.
Yeah.
Rude. So rude.
Scoff. Rude. Who scoffs?
But... No, I will not help you with your mud. Ugh.
It's going to get my white pants dirty.
You shouldn't be wearing white after Labor Day, friend.
Good point.
But then he kind of flips, like he's totally helpless, and now he's a bard who's like cock of the walk, kind of. At least he thinks so. Walking around, singing to the ladies and talking about ringworm.
Talking about ringworm. My least favorite type of ring. But
yes,
if you talk about diamonds, emeralds, ringworm, no. Not so much a fan of that gem. So, as you explained the importance of a bard, it brought to light for me that maybe he does have something to share. Some talent, some piece of advice, something, and maybe something's holding him back.
I think
maybe he doesn't feel confident enough to do that.
Yeah. But not... I also know, even though he has this position of like wanting to say something, at first, like no one's even really paying attention to him. Like he's kind of walking around singing about helping each other or helping each other help themselves. And we kind of talked about how ringworm is very contagious, but I don't know why he's bringing up that subject in particular. I did look up something about ringworm, and it says... it could quite literally be an annoyance turned into like a profound irritation, so to speak, gotten under your skin. Possibly from a friend with some hostility. So I feel like he's fighting a lot. He's fighting a lot, and it could also symbolize sensitivity to the people and problems around them. So I think he's well aware. I mean, he's going in and out of everyone's body.
Yeah.
Don't
catch the ringworm
when you wrestle in gym class.
Verse 2. Don't catch the ringworm
when dancing naked in the grass. It rhymed with gym class.
Well done. I love it. Good job. That's why we're best friends.
Maybe we could be troubadours. So the thing that I found interesting was, so after the first two parts of the story, he's been around, he's been in bodies doing this thing, but then he gets to see those characters outside of himself. Like he sees the bard singing to the ladies in the barn, and he sees the old blind man, but they both seem to be doing better now. We kind of touched on that. Like the blind man's all cleaned up. The ladies are now listening to the bard. Like no one was really paying attention before. So it's like, does he promote stress when he's in these bodies? Or is he setting up the next resident for success? So how come when he's experiencing it, it's negative, but when he sees it for who they are on their own, they seem to be doing quite well?
Maybe, it's hard when you're in the middle of crisis in your life or you're dealing with something to take that outside view. And sometimes you think things are so much worse than they are when you're experiencing them yourself. And no one's going through this but me, and you're so hard on yourself. And then people from the outside are like, it's not that bad.
Right. Like,
you put more pressure on yourself sometimes than you need to.
No, I agree. Well, we only have two things left now. The hero part.
Okay. Yes.
Which for me, it doesn't really go into so much detail about how exactly was the hero. This part only to me showed me that he was a dick. Like the whole time it was like he was disrespectful and it didn't show like that he had ever been good. So it's like, what kind of hero? And to be like, lost my appetite. Like, again, that's so mean. Maybe he was hurt by a woman in the past and he's just having some negative feelings about it still. So the last part was that he explained he was kind of like a mythological partnership akin to Adam and Eve. So the big reveal, like the big important information was we have to urinate after coitus. That's what it comes down to, the big revelation. Yes. Okay.
Did you miss that book of Genesis, Brooke?
I did. I must have missed that day in religion class.
That passage?
I skipped that day in religion class. I'm glad
that was
you
verses
didn't.
14 through 17. No, I memorized that one.
Genesis 6, 14 through 17. We should look up what that really is.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes. Man. And then we've got the crocodile attack. This was my favorite part of it because...
Rude.
Well, I mean, there's coitus involved and there's crocodiles involved. So,
Marine life and get it.
Yes, exactly. Sexy time. I did look up a couple different things with crocodiles. I know we've talked about crocodiles in the past, and they do have very different meanings. So in Chinese astrology, it indicates a chance of being attacked or making an enemy in your life. However, if you manage to shake it off, get away from it, that means you'll be free from grave danger. So that's what the Chinese astrologists think. And now in ancient dream dictionaries, being attacked by a crocodile is positive and denotes good luck. If you are swallowed by the crocodile, then this indicates that you are going to increase your spirituality leaps and bounds. So two very different interpretations.
So, Brooke, what you're saying is we can never be wrong on this podcast.
We can't be. I'm covering all my bases.
Yes, there you go.
So, Larsen, figure it out. No, I'm just kidding. I find it interesting that he does look at it from every angle, like kind of literally. So he's trying. Whatever he's looking for, whatever he's trying to fix or solve or find, he's looking as hard as he can in every nook and cranny.
And that's exhaustive.
Woo! Okay, well, thank you, Larsen.
Nice. Thank you, Larsen. Yes. Bestie, if you want to swag into the new year in style, one way you can do that is by ordering REMelations merch. You can head on over to REMelations.com/support. Get yourself something nice. After the holidays, you return that stupid pink puffy coat that you're... What? Oh,
I love that pink puffy coat.
I would not like a pink puffy. I'm just saying, I would not be caught dead wearing a pink puffy coat. And so if someone gifted that to me, I'm going to return that, get the cash, and then go get me some Rem merch. Just saying. Merch store is not the only way you can support the show. If you head on over there, you can also learn how to submit a dream and follow us on social.
Yes. Catnaps. It's catnaps. This is when we have a bunch of short dreams or little dream stories. Maybe you just had a single sentence. We just read through them. We don't analyze them too much. And we just want to get as many of them out there as possible so we can hear from all of you.
Lake Macy from Burlington, Wisconsin. So is that a church activity night, having a picnic in a large, beautiful, spooky, but overtaken by plants type graveyard.
Oh.
Perfect place for church activities.
I like the spooky part.
The graveyard was filled with labyrinth-like bushes that were lit by candlelight. Super spooky and an unusual setting for a church picnic.
Yeah, maybe for outing, don't go to the cemetery.
I was feeling uncomfortable by the whole activity, so I got up and left through the maze. I got to a secluded area near the exit of the maze, surrounded by crypts, and I sat down on an old cement bench.
Oh boy. There's something really scary about crypts. I don't know why. Like, they really kind of freak me out.
Yeah.
They're old and crumbly, and I don't know, they're creepy.
One of the coolest things we did when we were in New Orleans is we went on a graveyard tour.
Yes, I always wanted to do that.
They actually told us, it was so cool. And the guy was super neat, very informative, and touched on the history. And he explained, do you know why they say I wouldn't touch anything with a 10-foot pole?
No.
Because he was explaining in these crypts, these family mausoleum crypts, that they would put, it's a family grave site, really. So they put one person in. When the next person died, they'd take a 10-foot pole and push them all their bones to the back, and they'd fall down, and they put the fresh person on top. So to say that they don't touch anything with 10-foot pole, it goes to graveyard, cemetery type history.
What if people died close to each other and it was like they were still
then
not
you're just going to have a partner for a while, I think.
That's so interesting.
I really hang out.
I really wanted to do something like that, but I was only there for like one night. So I would love to travel back there. And
what if it was like your cousin that you really didn't like, and then you're all of a sudden you're in like eternity with them?
You're like, God damn it, did it have to be?
Not like you have a cousin named.
No, maybe we should cut that part out.
My cousin Dan.
Yes, there we go.
Such an asshole. Okay, Macy says, I could see out into the distance where the sky had a slightly red glow. My husband approached me out of the darkness of the maze and sat down next to me. I cannot remember the exchange between us, but long story short, he pulled a dead guy out of the crypt and seemed completely unfazed by it.
Well, I guess he didn't mind not having a 10-foot pole. Just pulled it right out with his hands.
He's like, Dan's back.
Dan, we got another spot for you.
You're moving next to Marcy. Marcy's like, hey, Ron, I'm not dead yet.
So, wait, I'm not dead. Poor Marcy. Okay.
The dead guy was just laying limp and decaying next to the bench. I immediately had a meltdown crying and trying to get away from my husband. He was unsympathetic towards what he did, but empathetic towards me. Just good, I guess. I mean, I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah.
That is interesting.
He was trying to grab me with his soiled hands to bring me in for a hug, telling me,
nope,
it's okay, and don't worry, I can put it back.
Oh!
And then I woke up, crying and actually having a hot sweat.
Oh, I don't blame you one bit. Ooh. Yuck.
Yeah, it's not a great setting to start. Church activity, picnic. They're like, I've got the potato salad. Do you want me to put it next to the crypt or at the picnic table?
Or maybe we should put it in the crypt by Cousin Dan.
By Cousin Dan. Poor Dan, R.I.P.
All right, this is Bridget from Tulsa. I was on a Greyhound-style bus, third seat behind the driver. Very specific.
Very specific.
I could just hear the radio playing next to the driver over the noise of the people on the bus. A warning was playing from
Last the news about Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next. No, not that one. Wasn't that? Sorry.
I don't think so, because this is
If you were playing Whamageddon, you've lost.
You are done. We have ruined it for you, but it's probably already been ruined a long time ago.
Yeah, probably.
It was probably ruined December 1st. A warning was playing, an exclusive from the news about a white light appearing and causing mass amounts of people to disappear.
Shit.
Yeah. Shit. The bus came to a bridge, and on the other side of the short tunnel, a white light was in the middle of the road, hovering at about
Turn around.
Height. Turn this thing around.
Put this bus in reverse. Taking it back to Tennessee. Goodbye.
But the bus came to a stop. The light appeared on the bus. It was Jesus Christ, who first scanned around the bus and then walked up next to me. Did
he start singing Last Christmas? Because that would be pretty cool.
He put his hand on my shoulder and started to sing, Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
You almost had me there.
Oh, I almost
like,
had
what?
you. You're like, really? I guessed it? This part's kind of sad. He put his hand on my shoulder and apologized for giving me life. I was never supposed to have existed. He apologized for what I was about to experience. Then I woke up.
Oh, I don't know
That's creepy.
But
you should have
sounds
never
painful.
existed? That's terrible. And I don't know what...
Wipe all your memories and any existence of... Jesus, that's rude.
Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Bridget.
He's like, that one time you did use my name in vain, so I'm going to have to take away your life now.
Sorry, you were never supposed to be here in the first place. That's hard.
That's an interesting dream, though. It's hard.
It is an interesting
Wow, we are
dream.
like on a existential religious journey today. Okay, well, here we go. Let's see if Ivan can keep it up.
Come on, Ivan.
Ivan's from
Come on
St.
down.
Louis. You're the next contestant on REMelations. Okay. I dreamed I decided last minute to go on an overnight camping trip. My girlfriend was already there, and I was going to meet her. I was only going overnight, but I spent all day packing. Sounds like me. I just can't.
Sounds like me.
Over plan.
You need a morning outfit, a lunch outfit, an evening outfit, casual day outfit, casual evening outfit. You need bathing suits, maybe. I mean, shoes, stuff,
extra underwear, because you never know what's going to happen.
Underwear, yeah. I mean, you got to prepare.
Hats.
So
my sister is on vacation now, which, by the way, I have to pick up from the airport in a few hours. Kelly, when you do hear this, sorry about your car. I've been using it while you've been gone. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have been using. I'm like, I'm gonna use her gas. If I have to drive her ass to the airport, I'm using her car. I'm wasting her gas because that's a sister thing, and I would do it, and I did.
You could have driven my car around too when I parked at your house.
Who said I didn't?
I don't mind. Oh, okay.
It's the pain.
Is that why the battery died?
That's right. You did have that horrible experience.
So
you get back from vacation, your battery was dead. That was pretty shitty. So Kelly went on vacation, and her boyfriend took one carry-on for 5 days for the two of them. And I look at her, I'm like, how? Because
you have to fit toiletries and stuff. And those little ones, that's not enough for two people for 5 days.
She said a personal item, and I said, well, here's a question. How many pairs of underwear did you pack? Because this will tell you if you're an overpacker or not.
Yeah.
And she's gone for 5 days. She goes, 10. I'm like, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
2 each day.
2 a day.
I'm like, where do you put your shoes? Where do you put...
Well, at least it's tropical. I can say that. Maybe bring 2... I would bring a bathing suit and a cover-up for each day. And I had to really edit myself. I brought 2 bathing suits, 2 cover-ups for a week. And you know what? I survived. And it was great. But it took me 43 years to pack that way.
To get to that point.
For one trip. It took me 43 years to ever have just a carry-on. But it was just me, not sharing.
I have my own giant suitcase, and I'm still hitting over 50 pounds. I'm like, shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anyhow. Mm-hmm. Ivan's been packing all day. Shoes and clothes and plates and utensils and blankets and a tarp that I was trying to organize into different plastic totes. When I went to get plates, they were all dirty and had been shoved in a bag for a long time. So they're all kind of moldy and disgusting.
Yuck.
I blame my cousins for this.
Of course. More cousins.
In real life, my cousins are estranged, in parentheses. So yeah, good. Yeah, blame them all you want in your dream. And you don't want to be buried next to them in your family crypt, by the way, Ivan. So just keep that in mind.
No. Mm-mm.
Suddenly, I looked up, and it was dark outside. It was too late, and I still had a 4-hour drive to the campground, so I decided not to go on the trip. And then I woke up.
Oh, boy.
All your dream is just packing, and that you got no reward for it?
Nothing. You packed all day and then didn't even go.
All day. For an overnight trip. I can at least, well, I don't know. I can't. Even if I go overnight, I'm still packing way more stuff than I need. I just can't help it.
This is Shawana from West Virginia.
Okay.
Last night I had one of my scariest dreams, and I still don't know what to make of it. So I thought I'd see what other people would have to say. The only parts I remember are being in a room with 2 detectives, and they said there was a crazy serial killer on the loose that had been stalking young girls. They said he had over 100 photos of me, and I said,
Oh.
Wait, really? Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy.
Yeah, that's giving creepy vibes.
They told me to look next to me, and he was right there.
Oh.
He was right next to me and had his face by my ear and was sniffing it.
No.
Ew.
Get your ear. No.
Sniff your own ear.
I can't. Don't sniff ears at all. Like, what are you expecting to smell in
who
there?
sniffs an ear? I've never even heard of that. That's so creepy. The next second, we are in the kitchen talking about it, and he suddenly goes right by my neck and makes this horrible squealing noise. And it's like he's sucking my neck to kill me. Oh,
it's like a vampire serial killer
creepy.
ear sniffer? It's just too much.
It doesn't sound like he's biting her neck. He's just sucking on it.
Well, like a hickey?
Oh, I screamed. A hickey.
I don't want a hickey from a serial killer. The last thing on my list of things I want. Yeah. Maybe death is the last.
And the
Maybe
squealing?
Hickey's second to last.
How creepy is the squealing part, too? Everything is getting creepier. I screamed, and I could feel my heart going faster and faster. And then he turned up on the other side and did it again.
Damn it.
But this time, I woke up panicking and screaming.
Yeah?
Oh,
just the idea of like someone taking photos of you. I mean
everything about it was so intrusive. Mm-hmm. Photos being so like your ear, it's so close, and you can just and then sucking on your neck, but squeal.
We've talked about awareness before on this podcast, but like being so unaware and how easy it would be for someone to follow you, and you don't know that they're following you and taking pictures of you. You
have no idea.
It's just an awful invasion of privacy. It's just creepy, and I don't like it at all. Sorry.
Well, thank you, Shawana.
But thank you.
That was super unsettling.
Yeah. I've got a dream from Riley from Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
After I had my daughter, about 6 to 8 months after I gave birth to her, I had the most painful dream of my life. I mean painful.
Oh.
I was attacked by wolves and torn apart. I can still feel their teeth ripping away at my skin. I can still feel the heat of their breath smelling my ear. And I remember looking into the alpha's eyes as he approached. Ever since this dream, 9 years ago, I haven't remembered a single dream since.
Shut up. This is fascinating.
Yeah.
Did it scare her so much that it forced herself to repress her dreams or dream memories? Shut it down.
You should have a dream about winning the lottery and then stop dreaming.
Yeah, go out on a high.
Don't go out on being torn apart by wolves. Yikes. I don't like it, Riley.
I don't like it. I've got another dream from Gracie from Orlando.
Woohoo.
I'm a detective working for the local police department to solve a serial murder case.
God damn it.
I'd go undercover as different professions such as a pizza boy for my missions and meet my contact, the police chief, in the back of a shady alley where she'd hand me money and I gave her information.
She gave her her medium pepperoni pizza with green onions.
Oh, is that your favorite?
No.
You came up with that?
No, it's
green
not.
Peppers?
I meant green peppers, and it made no sense.
You don't like onions, do you?
No, I do.
That was such a random choice of pizza.
Well, I had pizza today. That was not what was on it.
Oh, even more random.
She goes to the police chief. She's like, psst, psst, do you like mushrooms or pepperoni? I got half fresh mushroom, half pepperoni. What side do you want? Now give me the intel.
Or just give the chief the whole thing.
Maybe that too. Maybe she doesn't want to share.
Maybe. On my way there, I'd run into a girl running her flower shop, and we'd chat before I'd get going. Turned out that she's a shape-shifting monster behind all the murders.
Oh,
as I ran into her again later, feasting on a dead body while I was investigating a suspect's house.
Does she still have the pizza
She beat me to
outfit
the police
on?
station.
The delivery outfit, do you think? She's like, stop.
Maybe.
In the name of Pizza
Can you go
Hut.
through red lights if you have a pizza delivery? And you put on a little siren and go
you like
through
how they
the
have
red
like the
lights?
little delivery hats on. You put a little spinny roux light in it. I like it. I'd hire Jimmy John's though, because they're freaky fast at figuring out those mysteries.
They're freaky fast.
Freaky fast.
Yeah. And pretty freaky,
Pretty
tasty.
Yeah.
Jimmy John's.
Sponsor us.
Wanna sponsor us? She beat me to the police station after her identity was exposed and killed everyone in there, including my contact, the police chief. Whew, turned out also to be her mother, whom I called after I found out about her. As the last person alive who knows what she really is, she couldn't allow me to keep breathing and began to hunt me down.
Oh, no.
I started running and was pretty smug about it because there's a special ability of mine that allows me to blink out of this world and exit at a place of my choice.
That's
Yes, please.
very convenient to be on the force with that.
Yeah. I was terrified to see she didn't give up. Her claws ripped a hole into my space of nothingness, and her shape-shifted form kept chasing me with blood all over her. I blink. She follows. The chase went on so long that my hair turned gray, but she would not give up.
That's exhausting.
This is a long chase.
Hold on. I got to get my walker.
Ooh.
Let me get my readers.
Oh my God. This chase is going to end in death no matter if it's by the shapeshifter
just
or
run
just
to the
old
graveyard.
age.
Just that's where it's going to end. So you might as well just make it
keep
easy
going,
for everyone.
Keep going. Eventually, she was able to close the distance. Before I was about to witness my own murder, I woke up.
Well, that's good. You woke up before that.
Gracie.
Well, I wonder what the shapeshifter was shifting into. Like, are we talking like animal
Yes, I would like to know.
Or like cryptids?
Because that's what you think of primarily. I feel like people think of shape-shifting as into like animals.
Yeah.
But no, you can shape-shift into anything.
People. Like,
that would be another cool power to have too.
Ooh.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, it's almost as good as being like invisible because I think you can get even away with more.
Yeah, because you can get away like that.
Cheetah.
In a split
Gone.
second. Cheetah fast.
She's like a cheetah. Next thing you know, she's a vampire, and then she's like
sucking on your ear.
And then she shapeshifts to Scott Bakula.
Oh no. This is a good shapeshifter.
She takes a lot of years to practice to get that good, I bet.
It does.
All right, I've got one here from Jessica from Elkhart, Indiana. Do you know that Elkhart, Indiana is the RV capital of the world?
I'm not sure about that, but I will tell you a short story.
It is. I mean, we've been there. It's like where they make the most RVs per capita than anywhere else.
Well, we drove to Ohio once from Chicago, so we did go through Indiana, and every billboard we saw, and I don't know if this is Elkhart or near Elkhart, was an RV billboard. And it was the same dealer. And we kept laughing because his name was Tom Raper. And it would say, like, you're in Raper country.
No.
Welcome to Raper country. And we're like, this is a bad idea.
I don't like that idea.
Tom Raper.
No, I would.
But I swear, this was
like
a decade ago.
Are you sure it wasn't Tom Rapper?
Remember. Well, there weren't two P's in it.
Was it Tom Reaper?
R-A-P-E-R.
Ooh, yeah. Yikes.
Mindy, stop trying to say
I'm trying to make this seem not so awful. Like, why would you? I mean, I guess it's your name, but I honestly
everywhere.
I would have a name change.
Everywhere. But listen, though. Listen.
Mm-hmm. Listening. Got me listening.
Like I said, this was at least 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm still talking about it. So, obviously, if someone said, where do you buy an RV? The first place, I might laugh, but I'd be like, go to Raper country. I'm still remembering it. So I don't know.
That is insane.
Maybe not for the best reason, but
not for the best reason.
The ads worked.
Wow. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do some research and see if they maybe have progressed in the times and is like, the marketing was not worth it. Perhaps, maybe. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope so. Anyhow, Elkhart, Indiana. Jessica, if you know of that family name, let us know. Maybe that's her last name. We don't know. Jessica said.
Maybe.
I have a red Ford car in real life. In my dream, there was some damage to the rear of my car next to the gas hatch. I'm in this building and I'm talking to a woman. I told her I had just damaged my car and asked how much I had to pay for the damage. She tells me that it's 3 cents.
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
Right? When have you ever had a car repair that's been 3 cents?
I only have my debit card. There's like a $3 fee for my 3-cent purchase.
What is this, 1910? They're like, oh, we can fix that bobble for 3 cents on the Model T.
We just need a hay penny.
Okay. She says, she then tells me I have to show her my driver's license just to verify the information on it. I give it to her and she enters it. She asks me to look on the computer to make sure the information is correct. Everything's correct except for the VIN number. Brooke, do you have your VIN number memorized?
Yes, I do. It's 1LK2N. No one wants my car. They can have the VIN.
They're like, you can have my rundown car. When I tell her that part's wrong, she apologizes me and lets me enter the correct number. I then ask her to confirm that I only owe 6 cents to my car. But she says, no, it's 12 cents because it's 6 cents for each time I damaged my car. This seems like a scam. Are we in Illinois?
Yeah, this is scammy time.
I accept it and give her 12 cents. Still a steal.
Still a good deal.
After I leave, I notice my car is pulled halfway out into the parking lot. I questioned how it got there, but decides it doesn't matter. I get in the car, and as soon as I start it, the rear passenger side door opens, and a woman throws a bag into the back seat. I shout at her, and she apologizes and doesn't get in. She just throws her bag in there.
Take your dirty bag and get out of my car.
Carol, take your laundry with you. I want it.
And what the fuck?
I quickly drive off, and as soon as I do, she's screaming at me to come back. So I continue driving. Serves her right.
Yeah. Rude.
I look in the rearview mirror, and I see that my trunk is open. I decide to wait until I can pull over to the side of the road to close it. When I finally pull over, I get out, but now my red Ford is a green Volkswagen.
What the what?
My question is like, what did that... 12 cents bought you a lot. It bought you a whole new car. Jessica, I think it's a good deal.
A shape-shifting car.
A shape-shifting car. When I go to get gas, I want it to be like a hybrid electric vehicle. And then when I need it to go fast,
so it's cheaper.
I want it to be like a hot rod. And then when I need to take it for my kids for soccer, then it can be a minivan. But then most days it's probably just like a cute little hot Jag, black one. I'm not saying I have preferences, but yeah.
Well, you sure came up with those models pretty damn quickly.
When Brooke and I are going out on the town, it's going to be a limo with a hot tub.
Mm-hmm. A stretch limo with red velvet interior.
With a moonroof that they don't care if we hang out the top of it off.
Nope. Yeah. Try to stop us.
Jessica wraps up by saying, I go to the trunk and see that there's a carpet in there. So I throw it on the grass and slam the trunk closed. When I do, an old man walks up and takes the carpet from the ground, but a younger guy tells the old man to leave it alone. And the old man places the carpet back on the grass. And then I woke up.
Oh.
Was there a body rolled into this carpet is the question. I think...
I was going to say, why?
You had to pay 12 cents to dispose of a body, I'm guessing here.
And is that really a good deal then?
Lifetime in prison?
Because why else is there a carpet in anyone's trunk?
No reason.
If there's a carpet in a trunk, there's a body in it.
Call 911.
100% of the time. What was in the bag then, do you think?
Ooh, the dismembered body parts, of course. Like the rest, I mean, you got the head, because you can't put them all in the, you got to throw the head in the river.
Oh, no.
The legs go in a dumpster.
Yeah, you got to put them in different
parts. Torso goes in the...
Yeah, got to separate the body parts.
The
You're
carpet.
smart.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I have lots of serial killer friends, dreamers.
Friends. And you're really a good friend for not turning them in, so I appreciate that.
I don't know what
Not that I'm one of them. I'm not. Hey, I didn't say nothing. Thank you so much, Larsen, for submitting something we haven't seen yet. And I think that's really cool that we're this far into our podcast and got to experience something unique like that. So thank you so much, Larsen. And our catnaps, they're always great, but keep them coming. We want to share as many as we can with all of you. So thank you again.
Brooke, there's a couple words in the English language that have the root word hypnos. So hypnosis,
Okay.
hypnotics.
Yep.
Do we know where that root word has been derived from?
There's some really hip people that are coming up with some cool
words.
hip ideas.
Well, actually, it ties.
No.
It actually, let me give you a little bit of history here. It ties to the Greek god Hypnos.
Ooh, I think that's a cool name.
Do you like Greek
Hypnos.
mythology? Do you like Greek mythology and Greek gods? Because
I do. I find all mythology, even Norse mythology, very interesting, and Greek mythology.
Okay, well, here we go. Today we're talking about the Greek god of Hypnos, this god of sleep.
Yay!
Okay.
You are amazing. You always surprise me. Hypnos.
It's fun. I like researching. I never liked it in high school. I never liked it in college. But when you get to look up things you like, it's a little more fun.
Yeah. It's even more fun. Like when you're forced to read something you're learning, sometimes you're like, ugh. But if you do it on your own, you're like actually
Totally
really
fun.
fascinated.
Yeah. And this is what jumped out to me this week was let's talk about the Greek god of sleep. So before we get to our boy Hypnos here, we have to talk about Mommy Dearest.
Our boy.
His mom, who's Nyx. She is one of the, I would say, higher up goddesses, you know, kind of the origin goddesses. She is the Greek goddess of night, Nyx.
Makes sense.
Nyx was supposedly a dreadful and powerful goddess, very vengeful. Zeus even feared her.
Whoa.
And he didn't even want to enter her realm.
That says something because Zeus was a dick. Zeus was a mean, old, cranky dick. And if he's scared of Nyx, I'm scared of Nyx.
She's a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch. Now, to add to her bad bitchiness, she supposedly had a lot of children without the assistance of having a father. She's like, you know what? I'm going to have kids and I don't need a man to have them.
Go ahead, sister.
So although there was a rumor, she had a little side piece, and his name was Erebus, who was the Greek god of darkness. We see contradicting stories, whether these gods that were born her sons actually had a father, or she just manifested them herself.
Well, either way, still pretty cool.
Yep. So she had 2 sons, and they were twins.
Okay.
She had Hypnos, our boy here, the god of sleep. And then she had Thanatos, which is his twin brother and the god of peaceful death.
Whoa, weird, very weird, different directions there. Well, I guess not. Sleep can be a peaceful
But kind
death.
of similar.
Sleep can be a version
It can.
of peaceful death. Could be a version of sleep.
But not only that, there's also rumor that she gave birth to many other children. But I'm gonna go through a few of them here,
Okay.
just to kind of give you an idea of who this Nyx girlie is. The god of doom and destiny, the god of destruction and death, the god of blame, the god of pain and distress, the god of fates, the god of retribution, deceit, old age, strife. So she got herself a nice little clan of children.
Yeah, she's cranky. She makes some cranky kids.
She's like she's a 40-year-old girl that's like, I don't really care, Zeus. Just
give a
step
fuck.
off. Step
Yes.
off my world.
Get off my jock.
I don't need a man. So let's talk a little bit about our boy Hypnos here.
Yeah.
He lived in the underworld of Hades.
Yes.
It's more specifically on the island of Lemnos, which was supposedly his very own dream island. He lived next to his twin brother, as twins often do. You know, they gotta keep it close.
Keep it close.
Hypnos supposedly lived in a big cave.
Living
the cave
cozy.
life.
The cave life.
Talk about a man cave. He's like, I like darkness, I like sleep, and this is my man cave.
Hey, that makes a lot of sense.
I actually hate that term.
Man cave?
But, and girl shed or whatever. Like,
A
no.
she shed. She
A she shed. That's it. She shed. No, stop with that. Okay.
And stop with pickleball, people. I'm sorry. We need to stop with the pickleball.
This is our New Year's wish list, our resolution list. Things we're getting rid of.
These are our
Man
grievances.
caves, she sheds, and pickleball.
Shut it down.
I think she also gave birth to the god of grievance.
Yes. This is all making sense now.
Yeah, it is, right? I like this bad bitch.
I do too.
So Hypnos' cave was lovely. It was next to the river Leth. It was the river of forgetfulness. Now, supposedly the river ran through his cave, which would explain why we sleep, that we forget things.
Oh.
And the river Leth is known to be where night and day meet.
So fascinating.
Some sources say that outside of the cave was an entrance that was like a grotto. So we're talking about his cave here.
Okay.
Even though I hate to use the term Hypnos' man cave. There was a grotto.
Yes.
Where he had several poppies, of course, and other types of hypnotic plants.
Oh, so he is opiing him up. He is just opied out, having a good old sleep.
He's opied out. He's an herbologist during the day.
And
He's
his
just
cave
crushing
is
those
an
poppies into
opium den by night. Cave by day, opium den by night.
Hot. Now, his cave was supposedly had no light or sound would enter because this grotto was so full of these plants that no light or sound would enter his cave.
Wow, sensory deprivation.
His cave did not have a door, as most caves, I guess, don't, but it was specifically said his cave did not have a door.
Oh.
Because he did not like to be stirred by the sound of hinges.
Oh, that's so specific. Hinges.
Not like the door slamming or like the rattling of the handle.
No.
Just didn't like hinges. He was not
What's
a hinge
your
guy.
biggest pet peeve? Hinges. Oh, they really rub me the wrong way.
Squeak.
Oh, God.
Now, inside his cave, most gods had thrones they sat upon, but Hypnos did not. He had a couch of ivory.
That sounds lovely. Except
But just not very comfortable.
Not at all.
Maybe it's like suede, an ivory color of suede.
Oh, that's better. Let's say that. And I don't
That's
like
better.
that
Yeah, let's say
where
that.
ivory would have had to come from. So let's,
No, right?
Yeah, let's say the color ivory.
Okay. And his bed was made of ebony.
Okay.
Also not the most comfortable sleeping surface, I would think.
Very black and white,
Ebony
though.
and ivory.
Yep.
Now, when it comes to depictions of what Hypnos looked like, he was often depicted as a young man, strong, good, handsome
Hot.
looking,
Good, handsome
body
looking.
boom body. But he also had a little bit of a drawback. He had wings, but they were mostly either shown on his shoulders, which would have been hot, but also on his like eyebrows, temples area, which would have been a little off-putting.
Well, I'm not going to say no, but I'd like to take a look first.
If he takes you to his couch of ivory, you're like, it's fine. I can get past the wings on your eyebrows.
I can get past those wings. I don't know. It might look cool.
If you check out our blog, we're going to make sure to put pictures up there so you can see pictures of like just art that was depicting Hypnos in the day. So
I
yeah,
would
you
love
can
to.
decide then, Brooke, if you like the eyebrow wings or
I think
not
I'm
so
gonna.
much. Often in early art, his attributes of things he carries would include a horn of sleep-inducing opium.
Please, Hypnos, come to
Horn
me
of
now.
Opium.
Pete, please, I need to sleep.
Sometimes he's depicted holding a poppy stem,
Wow.
a branch of dripping water from the river Leth, or an inverted torch, which I think is interesting. And it took me a minute to think about, like, because it's night, it's upside down, it's different, it's backwards than light. I don't know.
I like the Horn of Opium the best.
Opium? Yeah.
The Horn of
I think that is
Opium,
the
I think, is the
I
best
agree.
thing he carries around.
And then talking about his temperament, he was often seen as a calm and gentle god, much unlike his mother.
I was going to say, he was completely opposite from Mommy Dearest.
Yes, I think he's like, Mom, you're just
You
crowding
bitch.
me. I just gotta do my own thing. I just
Gotta
want
go live in a
peace. I don't like
cave.
light. I like getting high on the poppies, Mom.
You just don't understand me, Mom.
You might like the night, but I just want some peace and some quiet.
Just trying to sleep.
You're always just like yapping at me.
10 more minutes.
Hypnos, take out the trash. Hypnos, walk the dog. Mom, I just want to rest. I had a long day. Let me go back to my poppy den
Yes.
and just let me rest.
Please.
He slams the door, but no, he doesn't have a door.
No, he doesn't have a
Like
door.
hinges.
No hinges.
So he's seen as being calm and gentle because he helped humans in need and in need of rest. So he was often seen as a calm and gentle god that helped humans. But because he helped humans sleep, he technically owned half their life.
Oh, really?
Just a
That's-
side little thing. Yeah.
I didn't realize there was that technicality involved in the process. Read the fine print.
Brooke, do you want my horn of opium? You're going to have to give me half your life.
Which half do you want for your horn of opium? Which half must I give up?
So he's noted in a couple works of literature. The first story I will tell you is, so there's two stories I'm going to share today.
Okay.
The first story is the tale of Selene and Endymion. Now, Selene is the moon goddess,
Nice.
and she falls in love with Endymion, who is a mortal shepherd.
Oh, mortal.
Some say he was an astronomer, but when you're
Okay.
just looking after like sheep and goats all day,
What
don't
else
you
are you
look at the
gonna do?
stars? Like, what else do you got to do?
Yeah.
Sure. So Selene loved him so much and just loved the way he looked when this mortal was sleeping
Aw.
that she asked Zeus to make him that way forever. And so he wouldn't age, because gods don't age, but mortals do. So she asked Zeus to make him look that way and not age. So Hypnos lulled the human to rest with his eyes wide open so that they may look at each other throughout history as he didn't age.
Oh,
So this human chose eternal life.
just laying there with eyes open?
He's, yeah, I guess it's kind of creepy. Like sleeping with your eyes. But you're looking at your love. You're looking at your moon goddess. So
But that's all you do
Does
for
that help?
eternity? Just lay there and look.
yeah,
Oof.
look at your moon goddess.
I mean, it's a nice
Yeah.
view, I'm sure, but oof. It's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long eternity's kind of
It
long.
tends to be a long
So
time.
that was the first story we ever heard of Hypnos.
Well, maybe he was just
But the second one, he
learning,
appeared
you
in-
know? Maybe he's figuring it all
Yeah.
out.
Oh, good point. Yeah, yeah. Like maybe he didn't know how to put people to sleep and bring them back.
Yeah,
like
see?
a magician needs to hone their
Practice.
craft. I think
Yes.
that's a good idea. Yeah, good
Let's
point.
go with that.
Because in story 2, he is a little better.
Okay.
I'll say. In story 2, he appeared actually in the 14th book of Homer's The Iliad, which is an epic poem book about Greek gods. If you didn't have to read it in high school, go look it up. It's awfully boring, but let me give you the breakdown. So in this story, we talk about Hera. Now, Brooke, do you know who Hera is?
I do know who Hera is, and she was the wife of Zeus, correct?
Yes. I think she was married, but she really didn't like him much.
I was going to say she wasn't a great lady either. A lot of anger going on in Greek mythology.
Yes. So Hera, she was the goddess of marriage and of birth, and she hated Zeus. She's married to him. Just really didn't like him.
Well, that's not a first.
It could be because it's also her brother and her husband. So it might have to do with that.
Yeah, not good.
So Hera wanted to hurt Zeus. Ooh. So she came up with a plan to trick him to help the Danaans win the Trojan War.
Okay.
But she needed help from Hypnos to kind of defeat Zeus. So Hera asked Hypnos to put Zeus to sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, but this wasn't the first favor she ever asked of him. He had put Zeus to sleep once before, and it didn't go well. Like, he's still practicing.
Yeah, he's still
and
working
Zeus woke up, and he was, like, pissed.
Oh, I bet
pissed.
Zeus was
He's like,
mad.
why'd you do this? So Hypnos ran back to Mommy. Like, Mommy, hide me. Nyx took him in her mouth, which is, it says mouth, but they interpret it as her cave, and hid him until Zeus calmed down.
Until Zeus calmed down.
So Hera comes back to Hypnos again. She's like, I know it didn't work out so good for you last time, but I really need your help again.
Let's give it a shot.
And Hypnos is like, make me an offer.
Ooh, he is learning.
Mm-hmm. Getting smarter and smarter. Told Hera, what do you want to give me for that? Hera says, well, I have this golden seat that you can have. It never falls apart. And I have a footstool that goes with it.
That sounds lovely. It's like a 2-for-1 deal. Buy one, get one free.
A golden throne. But you know Hypnos, he likes his ivory couch and his ebony bed. He's like, no, thank you. I don't want that.
I live in a cave.
What else you got?
I don't need that. I'm not in my mother's cave anymore. I have my own cave.
I'm in my own cave. My man cave. Hypnos' man cave. He's got like a sign on the front. Nyx not welcome. Mom's not welcome.
Nyx not welcome. Nyx and Zeus.
Hera had to go back to the drawing board.
Boy.
She comes back and says, you know, I heard you like this pretty girl named Panthea. She's the youngest of the Charity Graces.
Okay.
And Hypnos is like, yeah, I've kind of always had a crush on her.
You're like, now we're
young
talking.
Goddess. She's the goddess of relaxation and hallucinations.
They need to go together.
Okay, so he's got this thing. He's got this thing for her. He's always had this thing for her. So Hera says, Hypnos, if you help me with Zeus, my asshole brother husband, I will make sure you and this chick will get married. And he goes, deal. Let's do it. It's a deal.
Now let's get it done. Okay.
But Hypnos didn't trust her. So he's like, let's swear. Let's swear by the river Styx, and let's call on the gods of the underworld to be witness to our agreement here. Because he's no fool. He's been around. He's old enough now.
Yeah.
She's like, fine, deal. I'll do it in front of witnesses. So Hera got all dialed up one night, went to see her husband Zeus on Garganus, the topmost peak of Mount Ida. And Hera, she looked gorgeous. I mean, she dressed to the nines. She went to Aphrodite's and got even like a charm necklace to wear.
Ooh.
And so
she went
to Zeus and said, hey, babe, sorry about the fight. Let's kind of like maybe make up. Zeus thought Hera was just like a hottie. She's like, "Whoo, girl." He didn't suspect anything.
He's like, "Yeah, baby."
It's like that necklace got me feeling all the feelings. Hypnos was sitting nearby. He was shrouded in a thick mist, hidden upon the top of a pine tree. Just kind of keep an eye on this conversation, waiting to zoom in and help Hera out, as he had promised. Hera said to Zeus she made up some lie about her parents were fighting and she wanted them to stop and maybe they should just talk it out. And Zeus said, hey, baby, why don't you stay the night? Ooh. And he says, Hera, I've never been as more in love with you as I am right now in this moment. And he took her into an embrace, and Zeus and Hera are just embracing, and then Hypnos went to work, putting him to sleep with Hera in his arms.
Oh my gosh.
Zeus, out like a light. So while Zeus was asleep, Hypnos traveled to the ships to tell Poseidon, the god of the sea, that he could now help in the war and give a victory to the Dennis while Zeus was sleeping.
Wow. Go ahead, Hypnos.
And it worked. They won the war.
Good job.
And the question comes down to the love story. Did Hypnos marry the girl of his dreams? He did. The god of sleep married the goddess of relaxation and hallucinations.
It's meant to be. It really is.
And like many Greek gods, Hypnos bore children that supported his goals and purpose in life. So he had 3 sons. His sons were known to be the gods of dreams.
Oh, I love this
Morpheus,
story.
who brought the dreams of men. Isolus, who brought the dreams of animals. And Phathanasis, who brought the dreams of inanimate objects.
Wow.
And that, Brooke, will be part 2 of the story, the gods.
Yay! I can't wait to hear about Morpheus. Because, that's a character from The Matrix. And I'm sure that's where they got the name from. Yes.
Probably. But now you know who his daddy and his mommy are. His grandmommy.
I'm getting it. Yeah. We've got Nyx, Hera, Zeus, a Horn of Opium.
I mean,
that's what I take from it.
I should have drawn a family tree. Maybe I'll work on that for next week.
I bet you will.
And that, bestie, is the story of Hypnos, the Greek god of sleep.
Awesome. Yay. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. So I have a crazy story to share with you of my own sleep, my own Hypnos night, if you will.
I want to hear.
So I'm having a dream, and it's not enough to share as like a dream in the episode. So I'm just going to give it here in the Chit Chat.
Okay.
I was laying, you've seen our new aquarium cabinet. I was like kind of laying on the top of this cabinet. Where like right next to my aquarium.
Okay.
In my dream. And I look above me, and it's only 2 feet tall. So there's only it would only be like a foot from me to like the top of this cabinet. And I see spiders. I see this huge spider web, and these spiders start crawling all around my face.
I know you don't like spiders.
I start swinging towards these spiders. First of all, I don't want them to like bite me, and I don't want them to get in the fish tank. So I start swatting at these spiders.
Oh, God.
I hit Mark in the middle of the night.
You did? We talk about it all the time.
I smacked him in the face.
I love this story.
He goes, What? What'd you hit me for? And I go, there were spiders. And he looks at me, he's like, that wasn't very nice. I was like, that wasn't my dream. I didn't know I did it. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Have you ever hit him before, kicked him, anything like that?
No.
I can't believe
I'm sure
this
I've done like a hypnotic jerk thing.
Sure.
But I've never just happened to be where my hand was like straight on his face, like a punch to the nose. Like it was
that'll wake you up.
Specifically right towards his face. I scared the shit out of him. It woke me up because I realized I had hit him. But man, those spiders, I wasn't having it.
I don't blame you. I would probably have been swinging too. That's very unsettling.
Awful. Yeah. What about you? How was your week? Are you getting ready for the holidays? You have Christmas shopping done? How are we looking?
I am G2G. Good to go. I am done. Wow. I have not wrapped, but I am done. And I'm going to bring everything over to my parents' house because I usually, the last few years, help my dad wrap his gifts. So I do it all in one big wrapping session. So
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then your legs cramp.
Then your legs sit cramp on the floor, and the cats
wrapping all those.
Think they're being very helpful when they decide to run and slide across.
No.
And shred the wrapping paper.
I can't even do it near our dog. I can't do it near Kingston because he would think all of it's for him.
It's toy. It's like the best thing. Like, I don't know why it's so interesting, but wrapping papers like catnip, it's just like it draws them in and they can't help themselves. But yeah.
That's good. You're done. That's awesome.
How about you? I know you have a much more complicated holiday system and
a lot more kids.
You have spreadsheets that you use to keep track of everything.
You know, it's funny you mention that because I feel like I'm more ahead this year than I have been because I'm all caught up on work. My editing and stuff for the wedding season is done. So I feel like I'm ahead of the game. I did start my spreadsheets this week. I did start my orders online. But, I did find this out, which I thought was very interesting. Do you know your sun rising for your astrological sign?
I think it's Gemini, and I think my moon is too, which is weird. And I'm not 100% sure, though. Well, I have to look into it further.
That's interesting. I just found out I'm a Virgo rising. So I'm a Virgo with a Virgo rising. So I'm like, wow, that really does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I wonder where the Gemini part comes in. Maybe because I'm like half super Virgo and half...
Because it depends on the time of day you're born for your sun rising. And your like geographic location.
Yeah, I have to double check. How do I find out?
I just found a website.
Okay.
I'll put a link in the show notes. But yeah, so I started my spreadsheets. I feel like I've gotten way ahead of it. I already got like the hard to order stuff, the things that'll take longer to come in. Those are already ordered. Stuff that's Amazon that's like next day shipment, I'll worry about later this week. But I feel like I've got a good jump on it.
Wow.
This weekend is our family Christmas, which I'm excited for because it's been like 3 years since we've all gotten together for like a huge family Christmas.
Yeah, you guys are going to have fun.
Now I'm in charge of like games for the kids, so I have a list for that. A list for prizes for games, and then I have the list of what everyone's bringing for appetizers and what we need to bring. So I have lists. It's list season. I don't care if you call it Christmas season. It's list season for Mindy.
Listmas.
Things are getting checked off of it.
It's Listmas time of year.
Happy Listmas.
I need you to have a t-shirt that says Happy Listmas. And then there's just a check mark next to it because it's checked off the list.
Yep.
That's the best part of the shirt.
It's not as good as your t-shirt idea that we talked about before we hit record, which was teenagers on the front and then just a knife stabbing the heart.
Yeah.
I think that's
it's
gold.
Key. Don't steal it. Copyright. TM. Anyone with a teenager would buy that shirt.
Yeah, anyone with teenager stuff. Stake through the heart. But I still buy presents for them.
You gotta hear, Mama, you love them still. You might not like them sometimes, but you always love them.
I always love them. That is for sure.
Yep.
Bessie, let us know how your Christmas shopping's going. And also, if you have any dreams to submit about holidays, winter, Santa,
Hanukkah,
what's the other? Krampus. We want to hear all your holiday dreams. So you can submit them to REMelations@gmail.com for our upcoming holiday episode.
Ooh.
All right, Bestie, that wraps up another show. So before you go, do us one favor, and that's to tell your best friend about the podcast. Tell that person who you drew for the white elephant. Just slip a little note in their gift and tell them about the podcast. I mean, that's the best gift you can give them and us and yourself. Mm-hmm. You can tell your favorite crypt-loving husband about the show, or you can tell that mortal you fell in love with whose just eyes keep staring at you for eternity. Tell them about the show. Just put it right in front of their face on a note card. That way they can't move. They just have to look at that. Tell them about the show. Or maybe put some headphones on their ears. That would give them a little something to do for eternity. Bestie, that's how we grow. That's how we continue to come back each and every week. Just tell one person.
Thank you. Until next week, Bestie, get those gifts under the trees and make sure you're nice and not naughty.
Or be a little naughty.
Or be a lot naughty. Until then, sweet dreams, bitches. And your 10-foot pole.
That's how I'm putting all the gifts under my tree. Just shoving them in there with a 10-foot pole. Merry Christmas.